as games get more and more cinematic, developers want to start bringing in actors and change up the process of how we tell a story in a game. And a lot of the industry looks to Naughty Dog because of their proven method with Uncharted and the success that they had executing a narrative and a story in that way with performance capture. And whereas most games, even still are done single actor in a booth with a microphone, sometimes being able to hear the other actors in their headphones, or a lot of times just making it up. This is really a completely different approach because it becomes more organic, because the way that I would deliver something may completely change when I hear how Ashley is going to say it. So being able to have that other actor to work off of, and also to not just, it used to be called motion capture, but now it really is performance capture, because thankfully, because of the tech, we're able to capture all of those small nuances that really help sell a performance, like looking in the eyes and certain things that we do with our face when we're talking to people. So it's not just, my arms are doing this while I'm fighting someone, but it's really those dramatic moments that we're able to really sell the acting of the characters.
Well, speaking of the characters, we're going to go through a lot of the characters today and talk about the performance capture process and see the cinematics. But give me a general idea, actually, of who Ellie is to you at this point.
Well, Ellie is a 14-year-old girl, an orphan that lives in this quarantine zone, and has never seen the outside world outside of that quarantine zone. But she's obviously, which I'm sure you guys have seen, is not your normal 14-year-old girl. Because growing up in this world, there's nothing normal about that. You don't have, she's never had those normal worries of, oh, I really like this boy and we're gonna go out on a date, or I'm gonna go to the mall and I'm gonna pick out this outfit. Like, none of that, you're not even thinking about that. I mean, it's all, you're just, am I gonna get through this day? Am I gonna survive through this day? So you grow up pretty quick.
Want to give me the rundown, Joel?
Yeah. There was one line that was in the character description on the audition sides that I think I keyed into the most, and that was that Joel has no moral line left to cross. And to me, that is such a statement about anybody, because the circumstances that predicate that being true about you have to be incredibly dire, and what desperate situations you must have been into to completely give up on not only humanity but yourself, to where you're willing to do anything to accomplish the end result. And so that's really been one of the things that it's like an anchor that I've tied myself to, which allows me to move around in that space and really kind of discover who Joel is, and especially the relationship that Joel has with Ellie and other people. And we're going to show you a scene in a second to where in this world, something as pedestrian and as trivial and as accessible as we have like a car or food, something that's, you can go right across the hall right there and get a sandwich. It may take a little while, but we'll eventually get a sandwich, is very easy for us. But in this world, that literally could be the difference between you dying or you living that day. And one thing I love about this scene is you're going to meet a character named Bill. And this character, Bill, is the kind of guy that if you need something, you go to this guy to get it. And Joel and Bill have this relationship. And when this scene kicks off, we're running from something, and I'll let the game not spoil it for you. But we're running from something, and how quickly that dynamic of a friend changes when you introduce danger and an unknown element like Ellie. But check it out, I think you'll like it.
Thanks for the rugs and all. Ellie. Hey, wait. Joel?
Bill!
What are you doing?
Bill! Turn around and get on your knees.
Calm down a second.
Turn around. All right, get on your knees. Don't. test me. Just
Take it easy.
any bites.
Oh,
Anything sprout.
God damn it, I'm clean!
I see so much as a trick. Ow! Stop! Son of a bitch! You done? Am I done? You come into my house, you set off all my traps, you damn near break my shooting arm. Who the fuck is this punk and what's she doing here?
I am none of your goddamn business, and we're here because you owe Joel some favors. You can start by taking these off.
I owe Joel some favors. Is some kind of joke?
I'll cut to the chase. I need a car.
Well, it is a joke. Joel needs a car. Well, if I had one that works, which I sure as hell don't, what makes you think I'd just give it to you? Huh? Yeah, sure, Joel, go ahead. Take my car. Take all my food, too, while you're at it.
By the looks of it, you could lose some of that food.
Listen to me, you little shit.
No, fuck you! You handcuffed
I
me.
need you to shut up. All right?
Whatever favors you think I owe you ain't worth that much.
Actually, Bill, they are.
Well, it don't matter because I don't have a car that works.
But there is one in this town.
Parts. There are parts in this town.
Meaning that you could fix one up.
All right. I'm gonna do this. There's some gear I'm gonna need.
All right.
It's on the other side of town. Now you help me go gather it, and maybe I can put something together that runs. But after this, I owe you nothing.
That's fine. A couple of days from now, we'll probably be dead anyway.
Good. Follow me. Whole goddamn town's booby trap. Best stay right on my ass.
Can't miss it.
Knock it off.
Okay, typical day. Usually we'll get the scenes a few days before, and then we'll sort of go over them on our own, and then about a few days later we'll do a day of just rehearsal, where if it's just a scene with me and Troy, then we'll sit at a table with Neil, and it'll just be the three of us just talking the scenes out. What works, or thinking about what else we could do, or what about this, or what about that. How would you feel if this happened? And then we get it up on its feet, and we go into what we call the volume, and which is the room with all the cameras, and we just kind of walk it out. And then the next day, we put on the suits, and we go to work, and that's when we actually shoot it.
In that opening video, Neil mentioned sort of like he tries to view your natural voice into Ellie's character. How much does the script evolve from sort of what you get in email to the day of shoot?
It can really vary.
Yeah, it can vary. But Neil is such an unbelievable writer and director. But what he writes there on the page sometimes is just right, and we don't have to change. We don't change anything. And I think also he's, when he said that thing about, I can hear Ashley saying it. We've all gotten to know each other so well over this year and a half. So he's clued in to be like, okay, this will sound good because I can hear them say this.
Well, we can take a look at what it looks like when you're on the performance capture stage and sort of see how that actually plays out in this clip.
This is fun because you get to see the shiny disco balls and spandex. Anybody a Deadwood fan?
Marker?
Show Deadwood?
Thanks for the heroics and all.
W. Earl Brown.
Ellie. Hey, Joel?
Bill!
What are you doing?
Bill!
Oh my God!
Turn around and get on your knees.
Just calm down a second.
Turn around. All right. Get on your knees. Don't test me. Just
Take it easy.
any bites.
No.
Anything sprout.
God damn it, I'm clean!
I see so much as a twitch. Ow! Stop! Son of a bitch! You done? Am I done? You come into my house, you set off all my traps, you damn near break my shooting arm. Who the fuck is this punk and what's she doing here?
I am none of your goddamn business, and we're here because you owe Joel some favors. You can start by taking these off.
I owe Joel some favors. It's some kind of joke.
I'll cut to the chase. I need a car.
Well, it is a joke. Joel needs a car. Well, if I had one that works, which I sure as hell don't, what makes you think I'd just give it to you? Huh? Yeah, sure, Joel. Go ahead. Take my car. Take all my food, too, while you're at it.
By the looks of it, you could lose some of that food.
You listen to me, you little shit.
No, fuck you! You handcuffed
I
me!
need you to shut up. All right?
Whatever favors you think I owe you ain't worth that much.
Actually, Bill, they are.
Well, it don't matter because I don't have a car that works.
But there is one in this town.
Parts. There are parts in this town.
Meaning that you could fix one up.
All right. If I'm gonna do this, there's some gear I'm gonna need.
All right.
It's on the other side of town. Now you help me go gather it, and maybe I can put something together that runs. But after this, I owe you nothing.
That's fine. A couple of days from now, we'll probably be dead anyway.
Good. Follow me. Whole goddamn town's booby trapped. Best stay right on my ass.
Can't miss it.
Knock it off.
One thing you see in the video, you're able to see like the microphone that we have right here. That's what this little white thing is. So we're capturing 90 to 95% of the audio that's in game for cinematics is actually captured on stage. And so that really helps you get that realistic performance because you can duplicate it in a studio, but there's just nothing like what you get when you're actually moving, on stage and interacting with those people in the moment. Animators are so freaking good at being able to iterate and change and adapt and interpret what we do on the stage and apply that to that model. And every time I'm amazed at what they've come up with.
Well, I've actually brought a video that actually shows you the step-by-step from performance capture to the final cinematic.
Would you guys like to see it?
No.
I'll cut to the chase. I need a car.
Well, it is a joke. Joel needs a car. Well, if I had one that works, which I sure as hell don't, what makes you think I'd just give it to you? Huh? Yeah, sure, Joel. Go ahead. Take my car. Take all my food, too, while you're at it.
By the looks of it, you could lose some of that food.
You listen to me, you little shit.
No, fuck you! You handcuffed
I
me!
need you to shut up. All right?
Whatever favors you think I owe you ain't worth that much.
Actually, Bill, they are.
Well, and we do tell some of it through the gameplay as well.
Yeah,
I actually
absolutely.
brought a clip of when you're in the sound booth doing the gameplay portions of it.
Yeah, this is really cool. So what you're going to watch here is this is actually it's an ADR session where we're not doing a cinematic, but we're actually ADRing over. We're adding some, just even simple stuff like breathing and yelling and call-outs to each other, completely ad-libbed over actual gameplay. And it's not a scripted event. There's certain things that are triggered in the game. This is completely based on how the game is being played. So it's pretty cool. Check it out.
So we'll start with like the breathing, the running, slamming the door shut, pushing the cabinet in front of it, and then they'll pick up with the line. Gotcha. And again, there's no exact timing for this stuff, so just kind of feel it out.
Did we lose him?
Yeah.
But we're not in the clear.
No, not while we're in this city. Come on. God damn it. Get ready!
Troy?
Yes.
So we're gonna pick it up from right as you walk through that doorway and you get ambushed by that dude. He's struggling and you're gonna miss because of that. Then I want you to really like yank him and cinch him back in. Motherfucker!
Was not a nice man.
Kind of catch catch yourself, like you're asking the question, and they're like, oh, right, but before it was all kind of crappy and looked like this, like you're trying to imagine what it was like before.
Okay. You ever stay at a place like this? Before it all went to shit, I mean.
No, a place like this is way out of my league.
Bet it was nice. I hate soggy socks.
Give us the ABC of that.
I hate soggy socks. I hate soggy socks.
That's good.
I really do hate soggy
We want to get a couple of,
That is scary game, Mickey. That is scary indeed.
Yes.
Okay,
So again, it's really cool to see how we're able to, and there's again, it's a creative choice to make sure that that level of cinematic element is carried through even in the gameplay, even to the point that we're developing, a breathing system that changes, it's dynamic. With like if I'm walking down a hallway and I catch something out of my eye, it's being able to capture stuff like that. It just really adds to a very, again, to the tension, and then also to a very, very realistic experience.
Well, we're getting close to time, so I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to ask any questions.
Everybody.
So,
Everyone ask a question.
right here.
question for
Yes.
Ashley. Because the character looks so young, were there dramatic moments that you had to rein in because they felt too jarring seeing this youngish girl delivering something that maybe felt too adult?
Well, I don't think there's been any reining in at all. Already, the fact that we're in this post-pandemic world, there are going to be a lot of situations that are pretty heavy. And like Bruce was saying, everything has a lot of weight. But yeah, we haven't held back at all.
No.
I mean, I think just having a 14-year-old girl in this world obviously already just makes it jarring, so some of the stuff that we've captured has been very intense. I mean, to the point where, a week later I'll still kind of be in a bad mood and kind of in a wreck, but it's all been for a purpose and has been very real. It's not just there for like, ooh, let's do something that's super crazy just to make a statement. Like, it's all been very good reasons for why those scenes have been chosen and have been there. Yeah.
Dad says one more. Make it a good one.
Were there many scenes that you found particularly difficult to act, just in terms of the content, without giving any spoilers? Just if you looked at it and think, whoa, this is going to be tough.
I have two, and I'll be as brief as I can. Interestingly enough, one of them was a scene between Ashley and I that was a really impactful scene. It was a really meaningful scene. It was a turning point in the story. And normally we'll shoot once, kind of, okay, work it out. Second one, really, really good. Third, that's our goal. And we may do one more just because we're feeling nasty, whatever. But then we never really go above that because we've got it. This one scene, we went 5th, 6th, 7th take, and it was good. It was good, but it wasn't there yet, and we knew that how important this scene was. And I think I'd gotten in my head, this is really important. You've really got to sell this moment. And so I was just acting, I was just trying so hard. And I got really frustrated. I was sitting off in the corner of the volume, and Neil comes over to me and goes, "What do you need, man?" I said, "I think I need just like 5 minutes." He goes, "Take 10. And so I went outside, and I had this epiphany that the scene was important enough. It was meaningful enough. It didn't need me to add anything to it. And I walked back in, a man with a mission. I was like, "Let's go." And he goes, "Picture's up, let's go." And we shot it, and boom, that was the one. And it was completely different than any way we had done it before, and it was awesome. It was so awesome. And the other scene that was similar to that, I had absolutely nothing to do. I was a pedestrian in this scene, and Bill was driving all of it. And I felt completely lost. And I don't even think I had a line. I just had to walk around. But I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing in this. And it was this huge moment as an actor, because it was incredibly challenging. What do you do when you have nothing to do? And it really taught me a lot as an actor. It was really cool. But those are the two most challenging scenes that I think we've done today, or I've done today.
Yeah, I think I've definitely had a few, but that was one of them, the first one that he said, where we both kind of walked away and then came back, and yeah, it was definitely a whole different thing. And the second one, there's a sequence that will happen in the game, and you guys will know it when it comes up. I won't give you anything away, but just we had like a couple days where we shot it, and that
messed you up.
Damn near killed me. I mean, because of some experiences that I've had, and like trying to not, lose my mind and go crazy on the set where everybody's like, oh my God, Ashley's so nuts. It was super intense. Like, I hope when you guys play it that you enjoy it as much as we've had working on it. But there have been a lot that have been very impactful and super crazy in the mental department.
Well, and to speak to that also with one thing you said, how much do things change? I know which thing you're talking about, and again, we're like second or third take into this, and Neil just walks over to me, away from Ashley's where she can't hear, and he goes, by the way, and just gives me one like small, just little tweak, and it shot my wheels off. I was like, are you kidding me right now? And it completely changed with him just going, this little tweak. And what we had before was great, and what we had with this was great. It was just, it's being able to have that. I mean, we're really invested in this, guys. There's not one person who's worked on this game that hasn't lost sleep, hasn't sweat blood over this game. So, with that said, we really, really, really hope that you enjoy it.
Thank you very much for coming out.
Now get out!